What if I told you that having too many passions isn't your weakness, but that it's actually your superpower? And that there's a scientific reason why the advice of just pick one thing has never worked for you. So if you've ever felt scattered or like you're just too many things at once, or even felt cursed for having too many passions, then this one's for you. For years, I always felt like something was fundamentally wrong for me. I tried to niche down. I tried forcing myself into one lane, but nothing ever felt right. Does that sound familiar? Here's what I truly wish someone would have told me earlier. You're not broken. You're not indecisive, and you're definitely not alone. Once I discovered why the old advice never worked for people like us and found a better way, now finally I make a full-time income working less than 5 days a week with multiple income streams that actually energize me instead of draining me, all while staying completely true to who I am. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I was able to do this and why it just might be the missing piece you are looking for. As an associate marriage and family therapist and someone who has built a successful multiple passion career, I've learned there's actually a scientific term for people like us. And once you understand what it means, you'll stop seeing your many passions as a problem and start seeing them as a gift. So if you're ready to stop chasing and start integrating, let's dive in. And here's the real problem: why safe choices are actually keeping us stuck. So first, here's the mindset shift that changed everything for me. I realized I was making feeling safe the priority over following what actually lit me up inside. So let me give you an example. When I was in high school, one of my biggest interests was fashion design. But what did I do instead? I chose business as my major because I thought that would be the safest thing. And for decades after that, I kept chasing what I thought would keep me safe. But here's what I finally realized, and it might sting a little, but that is that safe doesn't mean fulfilling. But here is the good news. There absolutely is a way to feel both fulfilled and safe. And that brings me to something that completely changed the way I see myself. Okay, but here's that science part that I was telling you about. You're not broken. You are multi-potential. And you want to know that's something that put me completely at ease? Learning that there's a scientific name for people like us, and it's called multi-potentiality. Here's what blew my mind. Psychologists define this as the ability or even the drive to pursue multiple interests and excel in several areas. Research shows that creative, gifted, and high-capacity individuals often face this exact internal conflict we've been talking about. And get this, it's not because we're flaky or indecisive. It's because we genuinely have multiple paths that we can thrive in. The world keeps telling us to just pick one thing and stick with it. For us, that advice is just not helpful. Like, kind of harmful in the career sense. So we're not broken. We're not scattered. We're actually multi-potential. And once you understand this about yourself, everything will shift. Instead of seeing it as a curse, you see it as the gift that it actually is. But knowing this is just the beginning. The real question is, how do we actually use this gift? So the answer isn't just choosing one thing forever. It's something called strategic integration. Instead of the either or thinking that's been keeping you stuck, you can combine your passions in a way that feels good to you in what I call an income ecosystem, where your different interests actually support each other. And this is exactly how I built my career. I found a way to bring together my love for psychology, business, personal development, creativity, and build income streams around what I naturally enjoy. But the best part is that I work less than 5 days a week. And once I'm fully licensed, I'll work closer to 2 days a week. And the rest of my time, well, I get to play, create, and explore other passions. Like this YouTube channel, which started as play. Today I do therapy, create content, and build income streams around what I naturally enjoy. But here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to overwhelm you with all the details in one video. Because integration done right requires a thoughtful step-by-step approach. So as a therapist, I see this all the time, this black or white thinking. It's what we call a cognitive distortion, which is a type of thought that gives you a distorted view on reality. It's like me giving you a pair of glasses with green tinted lens, having you put the pair of glasses on, and then me asking you, hey, what color is my wall? Because you'd be looking through green tinted lenses, the wall is going to be green, which completely distorts the reality of what the wall actually is, like a light gray color. And the same thing happens with how we view our passions. We think it has to be either or, but that's just distorted thinking. And that's exactly what we're going to be exploring together in this series. So if you're multi-passionate, I want you to hear this. You don't have to choose one thing. You're a pathfinder. And sometimes the path doesn't exist yet because you're here to create it. But before we dive into the how, you need clarity on the what. What are your actual passions and gifts? What kind of lifestyle do you want? How do your different interests connect? That is why I'm really excited to share I created something special for you. A set of journal prompts designed specifically for multi-potential people to help you finally stop feeling like you have to choose between parts of yourself and discover how to weave all of your passions into a career that feels like coming home to who you really are. So you can grab that for free. It's a link in the description box. When you do subscribe, it's gonna just automatically go to spam, so be sure to check your spam. So if you are a multi-passionate individual, aka you have the multi-potentiality to do many things and you're having a hard time and how to integrate everything, then be sure to hit the subscribe button because I'll be sharing more videos on this subject throughout the next few weeks. So remember, your multi-passions are not your problem. They are your magic. You just need a framework that works for you. So I'll see you in the next video where we'll start mapping out exactly what that framework looks like for your unique combination of gifts. And don't forget to grab those journal prompts because I think that they could be helpful in this process. And if you want, share with me some of your responses. I'd love to hear them. You can email me, you can post them in the comments if you want, but I would love to hear your discoveries and your insights about yourself. So until next time, keep honoring all the different parts of yourself. Bye.